Hey, go getters! It's Coach Kim, and welcome back to another Women Willpower Wednesdays. For today's video, in honor of Black History Month, I'm going to be talking about a topic that most Black women go through, and that is the Superwoman Syndrome. So, today's topic is called Superwoman and Super Stress. Yes, sis, I'm putting it out there. Superwoman and Super Stressed. So, if this is your first time joining me, I'm Coach Kim. I am the Chief Goal Getter at Let's Grow Institute, where I inspire and equip women to achieve their personal goals through execution planning. So, if you're truly tired of being the only person, most likely that's in your own damn way, and you're serious about achieving your goals, I make sure I put the link down below so that way we can chat. All right, sis, get your pen, get your pad, get your phone, whatever you do to write down your notes, because this is the sounding board for women leaders and women business owners. I have 6 steps today that I'm going to share with you about how can you take control of your life as a superwoman and relieve some stress. So researchers, and I'm looking at my notes here. So researchers have sought out, wrote many papers, articles. You can Google Superwoman, and it will really tell you that most women who are who has this Superwoman syndrome, they are looked up to, right? These are pillars in the community. These are women who take control of their families. These are women who are truly like the preservers of their family history. They break generational curses. Their children look up to them, and also their community leaders. So this woman isn't somebody who's actually walking around showing that she's stressed. This woman is probably dealing with stress, and she is possibly dealing with it on her own. And so the liabilities of having and for the sake of this video, I'll say SWS, which is the Superwoman Syndrome. So having SWS basically means most of the times you're stressed, you're strained, and researchers have also said that some women have health behaviors. And so, go getters, if we don't take control of our lives, if we don't take control of our everyday tasks and what we do, how we do it, how fast we do it, how slow we do it, then we can become stressed. And so we're going to make sure you, as a woman who wear many hats, because oftentimes we do, I wear many hats, or you're also the woman who feel like everything is on your shoulders. If you feel like no matter what you do, how you do it, you're the person who has to get it done, I want to encourage you today that you get to decide. You get to choose what it is that you want to do. Now, granted, there are some things, there's some shit we just got to do, we got to get done. I get that. But today, in 2020, we're not doing all of that. We're taking control of our lives. We're taking control of what we're doing to, excuse me, to make sure, I got real excited, to make sure that we're not stressed. And so, do I believe that there's a woman walking the world who wear many hats like I do, who's not stressed? Probably not. But I want to give you 6 tips to help you relieve some of that stress. So let's get some notes started. So how do we minimize our stress as a superwoman? How do we take care of ourselves and get things done without being overwhelmed? Number one, we need to identify our roles. Simple, right? I would even tell you right after watching this video or during this video when you're taking notes, you need to identify your roles in life. What are the hats that you're wearing? Right? That is step number one. Identify what the hell you're doing. Because sometimes we're doing a whole bunch of stuff and it don't even cause us to be doing all of that. So we need to identify our roles. What are we doing? Why are we doing it? Which is number two. Identify our impact in those roles. What does this look like? Once you identify your role, start identifying, what level of impact do I have in each role? And that's probably going to have you to have some honesty with yourself, because I remember, and I'm saying this because I'm talking to myself, there was a time in my life where I thought that every role that I was a part of, they needed me. Oh, y'all need me. I got a high level impact in this role, this role, this role, this role. Sis, I need you to identify your impact. And if there's a way for you to do things and still be a part of this community organization, this work organization, something that you're trying to do to take your business to the next level, figure out if they can need less of you, right? It's not that you don't have to show up or you don't have to do the work, but see if there's a way that you can back up and do less or, I'm gonna be honest, don't do it at all. That's why it's important for you to identify your roles. Number 2 was identify your impact. Number 3 is to remove yourself from those roles. And I remember when I started my doctoral journey in September of 2019. And when I started, or right before I started removing myself from some roles. I literally just stopped cold turkey. There were some organizations that I was a part of that I actually just did not renew whatever roles there were. There were some things I used to always be out, go different places. Nah, I had to say no, right? Sometimes you have to say no to other things in order for you to say yes to yourself. Let me say that again because I was talking fast. Sometimes you have to say no to other people and other things in order for you to say yes to yourself. And so that's what we're doing this year. Number 4, we need to focus on our top 3 every day. What is your top 3? I went to the She Can Summit hosted by my sis Christy last year, and one of the speakers, Coach Courtney, whom I'm connecting with this month, I'm so excited. She actually did a presentation on the top 3, and I'm telling you, the top 3 like changed my life because I'm a to-do lister. Like I write down the to-do list every single day. Like I can't live my life without a to-do list. And sis, if you're a superwoman like me and you don't have a to-do list, like what is you doing? Because you're probably hella stressed because I'm stressed and I have a to-do list and I'm like, okay, what is going on, Kim? How are we going to get these things done? And so at the end of 2019, I started with my top 3. So as I started looking and writing down my to-do list, I was like, okay, what are the top 3 things that I must get done today? So I want to bequeath that to you, and I want you to start thinking about what are the top 3 things that I really have to get done today, and if I don't get to those other things, will I be stressed about not doing it? Right? Will I beat myself up? Because we do that sometimes, ladies. We beat ourselves up when we don't do things either in a certain way or we don't get to things as quickly as we thought we would get to them. So stop beating yourself up. That's negative self-talk. Don't do that. So focus on your top 3. Number 5, once you have your top 3, I'm going to challenge you to focus on your top 1. I know Coach Kim is pushing you to do some shit you ain't never did before, which is focus on one thing a day. And believe it or not, that has, when I say relieved my stress, it has relieved my stress at an optimal level in my life because as a busy woman, or I don't even like to say busy anymore, as an intentional woman who has daily tasks and shit to do, I had to start focusing on what is that one thing that must get done on Sunday? What is that one thing that must get done on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and throughout the week? And once you start focusing on that one thing, then you know you will feel like a goal-getter that day because you accomplished that one, because that one was so important. That one had to get done. So focus on your top priority of the day. For example, today is Wednesday. And so on Wednesdays, I have dedicated my life to make sure that I record my Women Willpower Wednesdays videos. And if I'm not recording on Wednesdays, then my recording days is the day before, which is on Tuesdays. Okay. But that is my top 1 on Wednesdays. It's all about you. It's all about creating new content for you for Women Willpower Wednesdays and putting those videos out. And the last step is implement self-care every single day. So I know there's a lot of self-care movements going out there. There's a lot of people who are saying, you know, you need to travel, you need to take a bubble bath, go get you a glass of wine, self-care, self-care. I'm actually going to challenge you to do some self-care practices every single day. That means don't wait till the weekend. That means stop waiting on your trip to the Caribbean. Stop waiting on the next. Self-care starts today. So, for example, every single day, my self-care routine is to take a nap. And when I tell you naps are so glorious for me, like if I do not get a nap, I'm probably going to be crazy. And I had to identify that about myself. I had to identify that about my body. I had to identify like what does Coach Kim need? And Coach Kim need a nap every day. Even on the weekends. I need a nap because I need to re-energize myself. I have so much stuff going on in my mind. I have so much stuff I'm doing. If I don't get a nap, it ain't gonna get done. Or I find my times on days where I don't take a nap, that I am stressed as hell, or I go to bed really early because I know that I needed the extra rest that I didn't get in that day. Okay. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you heard something that can help you change your lifestyle as a superwoman. I don't want you to be out here go getter, being a superwoman and being super stressed, right? I want you to take control of your journey, take control of your health, and take control of yourself. And make sure you're having daily self-care practices. Make sure you like this video, share this video, comment down below if you feel like you're going through this Superwoman Syndrome, and ask questions. I'll respond. I want to talk to you. We're in this together. It is time for us to take control of our lives and relieve some stress. I'll see you next week.